We are discussing manufacturing industries. Coming to jute textiles, these are jute, that means patsan we call in Hindi, jute textiles. So India is the largest producer of raw jute. Please understand, India is the largest producer of what? Jute, raw jute. And second largest exporter after Bangladesh. Second largest exporter after Bangladesh. Let me take you to jute textiles. So as we suggested that there are 70 jute mills in India, because the number might have changed, but this gives you an idea. But these are mainly along these banks of Hooghly River. So there is a Hooghly River here, and there is a very narrow belt. The narrow belt is just 3 kilometers, the width is 3 kilometers, and the length is just from here to here, it is 98 kilometers, this place. Now, why this only this place is responsible for providing most of the jute? First of all, it is very near to the jute producing areas, and there is transport that is inexpensive, somewhat water transport, and there is a good railway network supported by, and waterways, the raw mills can move to the mills, and water, because this needs a lot of water. So abundance of water is there, and mostly because it is near Bihar, etc., means the UP areas, these areas. So you get very good labor here. That is cheap labor from Bihar, Odisha and Uttar Pradesh and Kolkata itself. So that is how this jute textiles and production is more here. The first jute mill, it was set up near Kolkata in 1859. Jute first mill 1859 in Rishra. Okay, but what happened after the partition, because Bangladesh went away, the Pakistan also was in the partition. So the thing was that 3/4 of the jute producing area went to Bangladesh. That is why we are the second largest exporter after Bangladesh, because most of the jute went to Bangladesh, right? And this jute industry, it supports 2.61 lakh workers directly, and 40 lakhs who are directly or indirectly, you can say, small and marginal farmers. They are also involved in production of jute and mesta. This is also one of the kind of jute. But as we said, we have some problems also here, that the synthetic fibers or synthetic substitutes are coming, and Bangladesh, of course, is our greatest competitor, with Brazil, Philippines, Egypt also, Thailand. They are also producing and exporting a good deal of jute, right? Then we had a policy in 2005. The 2005 policy, government made a policy that is called the National Jute Policy. And this was the main objective, or the idea was to increase the production of jute, also improve the quality, and then the farmers should get the good prices, and they must enhance the production per hectare. So what are the main markets for this jute we have? We have USA, we have Canada and Russia, United States, United States of America we already talked about, UAR, that is United Arab Republic, all the Arabian countries, you can say, most of them, and UK and Australia. Okay. Now coming to the sugar industry, India is again the second largest producer. We are always first, second or third, you know, we are always in this league. So we are second largest producer of sugar. Which is the first one? It's Brazil. But when we talk about gur and khansari, these are also a kind of production like sugar, which comes from sugarcane. So it's a different kind of sugar, you can say, but it is mostly used in the rural part of India. So India is the largest producer of gur and khansari. This you have to remember. We are the largest producer of gur and khansari. And sugar mills are mostly located in UP, Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat. So mostly we will find it in UP, and because the ganna or the sugarcane which the southern India has, they have more sucrose, they are more sweet. That is why this industry is going to the south also. It is blooming in the south also. So most mills, they are in the cooperative sector. This is a very important, you can say it, idea about mills of sugar. They are mostly cooperative sectors. So in all, we have around, you can just take a number. It may change. So there we have around 460 sugar mills. And as I said, mostly in Uttar Pradesh, because the sucrose content in the down, that is the down south, it's good. That is why it is also going up. And as I suggested, around 60% is in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Most of the sugar mills are in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar only, and they are cooperative sector. And again, we have the same challenges for this sugar industries also. First of all, the old and the trivial and the inefficient methods are still used in this. And because this sugarcane industry or sugar industry is very important thing. It is seasonal. It's seasonal. 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 8 months it takes for the sugarcane to grow. So it's kind of seasonal. So mostly people are not interested. That is why this is those who are working, they are working. But because it is seasonal, so people want a 12-month job. That's how 12 months kind of crop production they want. And the transport delay is also there. And then the baggies. What is the baggies? The baggies is when you take out the, you can say, content from the sugarcane, the remaining thing is called baggies, right? So this is not utilized very efficiently or for any purpose in India. This is the problem. Now we come to the mineral based industry. Now these industry require what? They require the mineral as the input. Okay. So these industry, they use minerals and metals as raw materials. So whatever is coming as a raw material, they are minerals or they are metals. So this is the basic thing about this. Then we have the iron and steel industry, one of the most important industry here. So basic industry, iron and steel industry is a basic industry because this industry provides the raw material to any other industry. So it's kind of basic industry. Then this steel consists of what? It consists of iron ore, coking coal and limestone. That is, we need, if we want to make a steel, we need iron ore, coking coal and limestone in the ratio of 4:2:1. That is 4 out of 7 is iron ore, 2 out of 7 is coking coal and 1 out of 7 proportion is limestone. This is how steel is formed. So India is the 9th largest steel producer. We are 9th here, 9th. And India is the largest producer of one of the kind of iron, which is very kind of, you can say, spongy. It's sponge iron. So we are the largest in sponge iron. And there are 10 primary steel plants in India. There are many because, the plants are coming up and we have major plants and they are doing the production. Like the Bokaro, the Rourkela, the Burnpur, Bhilai, Durgapur, these names are quite famous. And Steel Authority of India Limited, because Steel Authority of India Limited, that means it's a government this enterprise. So this is the nodal marketing agency of steel produced by the public sector undertaking. So public sector means it belongs to the government. And mostly the area, the region of, if you see Bokaro, Rourkela, all these areas are situated or located in the Chota Nagpur Plateau region because they get the raw materials easily from there. So today we have around 32.8 million tons of steel production and we rank 9th. And if you see that large quantity of production of steel, per capita consumption per annum is only 32 kg. This is an alarming situation, but this might have changed. You have to see that what is the present scenario. So how is the steel produced? Now let us have a look on how the steel is produced. First of all, the raw material is received at a plant, that is the transportation has to be done. Then in the blast furnace, the iron ore is melted. Then limestone is fluxing material which is added to the iron ore. Then whatever dirt or slag is there, it is being removed. And now coke is burned to heat the ore. So now heating is being done. So when heating is done, we get molten iron. So pig iron we call it as. the molten matrix, or you can say the molten which we got from the burning of coke, this is put in molds so that it takes shape. That is called as pigs. Then the steel is made. Pig iron is again then purified. So we use some process like melting and oxidation, or oxidizing the impurities, and then we add manganese, nickel and chromium. This gives that strength to the steel. And finally, with various machines etc., we give rolling, pressing and casting and forging to give shape to the metal. Now coming to the aluminium basically comes from bauxite. Bauxite is the ore of aluminium. So aluminium is why we are discussing it. It is quite light, like iron, because iron oxidizes very easily. It is corrosion free, so erosion and corrosion does not take place here so easily, and it is good conductor of heat. It is a very good conductor of heat. Then it is used in, because it is light and all these qualities are there, so it is used in aircrafts, utensils and wire industry also. And we have various smelting plants in India. Nalco and Balco, these are in Odisha, Nalco and Balco for example. So coming to the chemical industry, this chemical industry means all the chemicals which we produce, it contributes to 3% of the GDP. Then we are third largest in India as far as chemical industries are concerned, and this chemical can be divided into the inorganic chemicals and organic chemicals. Inorganic and organic, that is, you can say carbonic and acarbonic. So content of carbon is there, that is we call as petrochemicals, dyes and drugs. These are organic chemicals. And then we have inorganic chemicals like the sulfuric acid, plastics, adhesives and paints. So these are the areas of iron and steel plant. If you see from here, we have Burnpur, Durgapur, Bokaro, Jamshedpur, Rourkela, then Bhilai, Vijayanagar, Bhadravati and Salem. These are the main key areas. There are many, but these are the main key areas. So we were talking about this earlier, the Steel Authority of India. This is a government undertaking. We have TISCO also, TISCO. TISCO is Tata Iron and Steel Company. So this is not a government enterprise. This is the private enterprise, and it started way back when we were, under the British regime. I'll give you an idea what happened to this quantity of steel. In 1950s, China and India, they were producing same. Means we were at par with China, and now China is the largest consumer of steel, and it is the largest producer also. Please understand, China is the largest producer, it is largest consumer also. And it just went up to, in 2004, India was the largest exporter of steel. In 2004. And China just overpowered us. And Chota Nagpur Plateau region, as I said, it is the maximum, the industries are there only. And the idea is that in this place, Chota Nagpur Plateau, we get the iron with low cost, high grade of raw material is easily available, the cheap labor, and also the vast growth potential in the home market. This is how we get the most of the located industries are there. Now coming to, I have to discuss one more thing here before I just go to this fertilizer industry. Now coming to aluminium smelting, as we were talking about, aluminium smelting is the second. Aluminium smelting means getting out of aluminium, or finding the aluminium from the bauxite ore. So this aluminium smelting is the second most important metallurgical industry in India. Why aluminium is so important? Because it is light, it is resistant to corrosion, and it is a good conductor of heat, malleable and ductile. That means it can be formed in sheets and wire can be made out of it, and other material can be added. That is why it is widely used in manufacturing of aircraft, utensils and wires. And this is why, because of these properties, it is a good substitute of copper, zinc, lead in a number of industries. So there are 8 aluminium smelting plants in the country located in Odisha. We have Nalco and Balco. Then we have West Bengal, then West Bengal, and then Kerala and Uttar Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Then we have Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. So if we talk about the numbers, in 2004, India produced over 600 million tons of aluminium. And bauxite is the raw material from which this smelting is done, right? And this is a flow chart. Let us see that how this is being manufactured. And we have certain problems also, like the regular supply of electricity, if it is assured and the raw material cost is minimum, then we can, again, this aluminum smelting is a very prosperous and very good, we can say, industry in India. So first of all, we need to understand the ratio between the ores and aluminium, that is 4 to 6 tons of bauxite, 2 tons of alumina, and then we get 1 ton of aluminium. So from here we get 1 ton of aluminium. So the process of manufacturing of aluminium industry, in this the raw material is the bauxite. So we get bauxite quarry, and this is transported by rail or ship to actual location. And here alumina, that is in aluminium refinery, the bauxite is crushed with alumina dissolved out. This alumina is dissolved out. Then the aluminium smelter, we get in this smelting, we put the cryolite, which act as an electrolyte where two electrodes are being placed, and one of the electrode will take the aluminium. So this is how we smelt. This is called the smelting of aluminium. Now we talked about the chemical industry also. So as I said that this constitutes 3% of the GDP, and we can divide this chemical industry product into inorganic and organic. This inorganic chemicals include the sulfuric acid. Mostly we use this to manufacture the fertilizers, synthetic fibers, plastic adhesive, paints and dye stuffs. Nitric acid, the alkalis, soda ash. This is used, soda ash is used to make the glass, the soaps and detergents, right? See, organic chemicals, we have petrochemicals, and which are widely used for making of synthetic fibers, synthetic rubber, plastics, dyestuffs, drugs and pharmaceuticals. Coming to the fertilizer industry, this industry manufactures nitrogenous, which contains nitrogen, this nitrogen fertilizers, urea, phosphoric, the fertilizers, ammonium phosphate, we call it as DAP, and then we have certain complex fertilizers. So India is the third largest producer of these nitrogenous fertilizers. We are third in this, and these industries are located in Gujarat, UP, Tamil Nadu, Punjab and Kerala. So this fertilizers industry we were talking about, as we just said that the production of nitrogen fertilizers, which is mainly urea, then phosphatic fertilizers, ammonium phosphate, complex fertilizers. And this complex fertilizers is essentially the combination of nitrogen, phosphate and potash. So NPK, nitrogen, potash and the phosphate and potash, this is called the complex fertilizers. The third one, which is the potash, we don't have the reserves, that much reserves of this potash, so we generally import it. And we are the third largest producer of nitrogenous fertilizers. There are 57 fertilizers unit which are producing this nitrogenous and complex, that is NPK nitrogenous fertilizers, 29 for urea, 9 for ammonium phosphate as a byproduct. So in some industry, the ammonium phosphate is not the main product which we want, it is a byproduct. So this is also being used, and we have 68 other very small units to produce single superphosphate. So we have 10 public sector undertakings, that is the government sector, and 1 cooperative sector at Hazira in Gujarat under the FCI, that is Fertilizer Corporation of India, Fertilization Corporation of India. So these are the places where this took place, or this is taking place, fertilizer industry. Then coming to the cement industry. So cement is manufactured from limestone, silica, aluminum and gypsum. So again, cement is using a lot of heavy things like limestone, silica, aluminum and gypsum. And mostly the cement industry is located in Gujarat, and the first cement plant was in Chennai. It was established in Chennai in 1904, and this cement is widely exported to Gulf countries, Africa and South Asia. So what we were talking about is this cement is very important as far as we build houses, factories, bridges, etc., roads, airports, dams, all the commercial establishment, we use this cement industry. So it required certain bulky, heavy raw materials, as I just suggested. We have limestone, silica, aluminium, and gypsum. And also coal and electric power is employed. And these industries are mostly strategically located in Gujarat, because for the Gulf countries, it is a suitable way, you can say transport and also access. First cement plant was in Chennai in 1904. Okay. So we have certain plants, as we said, there are 128 large plants, and then we have 332 mini plants in the country, and then we are the exporter to East Asia, Middle East, Africa, South Asia. These are the places where we are exporting. Then coming to the automobile industry, this automobile industry, all of the vehicles which we know today, we are the developers. We make it. Because what happened after the liberalization, there was a policy in 1991, and this liberalization allowed the companies, different companies, the giant in the automobile industry to enter the Indian market. So there was a FDI, for the foreign direct investment, it happened. So all the cars, etc., and the parts, they are being made in India now. This FDI, as I said, FDI, this brought new technology also and new ways also. That is how we got the global developments. And there are 15 manufacturers of passenger cars, multi-utility vehicles, and for commercial vehicles, 9 are there. 14 for 2 and 3 wheelers. And we are the place where we find these automobile industries, and these places are, or these industries are located mainly in Delhi, Gurgaon, Mumbai, Pune, Chennai, Kolkata, Lucknow, Indore, Hyderabad, Jamshedpur, and Bangalore. Then the information industry and electronic industry. Now this is very important. The electronic industry, if you talk about a transistor, or you go up to a television, or the telephone you have in your hand, the telephone exchange, the radars, computers, and all the equipments which involve electronics or the telecommunication industry, we are making it. Means Bangalore is the hub, or you can call the Bangalore is the hub of electronic, it is called as an electronic capital also, and software capital also. Okay, there are other places also where electronic goods are being, produced, which are Mumbai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Pune, Chennai, Kolkata, Lucknow, and Coimbatore. So we have number of software STPI, software technology parks, when we talk about the information technology, and the major impact of this industry is employment generation, and the IT industry employed in this 2005 year running in 2019. So there are so many people who are employed here, and 30% of them are women, and this is a very good thing. 30% are women, and this industry, the IT industry, is the major foreign getting industry. And then we have BPOs also. So this is the IT industry, which is the most important industry right now we have. This is the example of just a picture of cable manufacturing facilities at HCL, West Bengal, Group Narayanpur, and this is the gas turbine rotor and assembly bed at BHEL. Now with all this industry comes the pollution. So industrial pollution and environmental degradation is the major concern when we talk about any kind of industry. So industries causes 4 types of pollution: the land pollution, the air pollution, the water pollution, the noise pollution. And how to control this, we'll just talk about this. First of all, let us see that these land pollutions, because land get polluted and the soil quality is degrading. When the lot of industrial waste, all the toxic waste, they are dumped just ruthlessly, rendering the soil becoming unfertile. And what happens to air? Because we can live without water, we can live without food for many days, but we cannot live without air. So the emission of toxic gas like the carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, these are very harmful, because this is coming from industries, from vehicle, and this cause irreparable damage to the body. And think about the newborns. The smoke which is emitted by these industries and factories, they contain very small dust particles, and that is how the pulmonary problems and diseases, asthma, etc., the human beings are facing right now. Coming to water, the again untreated industrial waste and chemical effluents or chemical toxic materials, they are just discharged in water, and the aquatic life is suffering from this. But all the flora and fauna which are dependent on this water their life is in geoparadise, and then they are unfit for human use also. One more thing, if you are sleeping and someone starts drilling, you will not be able to sleep. That is the noise pollution. So the blaring horns of the automobiles, noise of machinery in the factories, large scale construction activities creates a lot of noise pollution, and that cause irritation, that cause BP, blood pressure, and deafness also. So now it becomes very important for us to handle and control this environmental degradation. We need to minimize the use of water. We have to do certain things. I'll just tell you what we can do, because there is an example also. So before that, let me just show you the STPI. We were talking about software technology parks. So mainly we were talking about Bangalore, Hyderabad, the Noida, Delhi, and then we have Gurgaon, Jaipur, Gandhinagar, Indore, Bhubaneswar, Kolkata, Visakhapatnam, Mumbai, Pune. Pune is also a hub, and Mysore, Chennai, Tiruvananthapuram, then Srinagar also somewhat, and Mohali. Guwahati also we have STPIs. So these pollution, and mostly one more pollution is there, that the hot water, when in say in thermal plant, we have hot water that produces steam and that produces electricity. So this hot water, very hot water is just dumped into the water bodies. And when this hot water comes, the water bodies or the water aquatic life, how it is going to suffer? It's so hot. One bucket of one proportion of bad water, it degrades 8 you can say content of the water. So this is how just you can say the boond or the drop of toxicity can also create a lot of problem. Then we have to control the environmental degradation. This kind of pollution which I was saying was the thermal pollution. Thermal pollution is the water which we, without even handling them or cooling them, we are just sending into the water. So what is the idea or the key way of handling this? First, we have to minimize the use of water. We cannot just throw water and just get it again from somewhere else and just start using it. We need to reuse and recycle the water. The harvesting of rainwater should be done, and the hot water which is going directly into the aquatic life or anywhere has to be stopped. We need to we need to treat it, we need to reuse it, or rather we need to cool it before sending it to anywhere. And same goes with the chemical things which are coming out. We need to treat them. So these are all the ways which we can do to minimize this environmental degradation. Just to mention that NTPC has showed certain things. It has awarded ISO certification for EMS, and EMS stands for Environmental Management System, which comes under 14001. And NTPC has done various things. If you see here, they have done various things like they have utilized optimally the equipment, latest techniques, upgrading the existing equipment. Also, the ash utilization is, you can say, waste generation is minimized. And then the green belts, you see here, the green belts are also being created. And environmental pollution, they have created ash pond management, ash water recycling, and also ecological monitoring, reviews, and online database management is done in the power stations. So NTPC has set an example. This is what we have to do in order to get this thing under control, which is all kind of pollution and degradation which is taking place because of the industries. So this is all about this topic. Thank you so much and take care of yourself.